Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. Good evening. Thank you so much for
Mm,
asking. How are you
mm,
doing?
mm. I'm great. I'm great. How is Diwali? How was Navratri?
Navratri was pretty good. We enjoyed a
Okay.
lot and
Mm,
now
mm.
preparing for Diwali.
Okay. So it's one of the biggest celebrations in North, right? North and West.
Yes, it is. What about you? What's going on?
All good, all good. Bangalore is completely raining. It's raining, it's pouring, and most of the places are, waterlogged. And I can see many things are happening in your life. I'm really happy to see, the way that you are evolving, the way you are growing. Yeah, and from the
Thank
very first
you.
video until today, and
Hmm.
the way you started presenting things and the gadgets, the way you are sitting right in front of me with the mic, pleasant, vibrant. I'm really
Thank
happy.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
I think it's small, almost 6 months, right? We have spoken.
Hmm.
Yeah. So how is your yoga classes going? So are you completely into that or
Yoga classes, I stopped in between doing
okay?
yoga.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know why I am getting a thought in my mind every now and then that I should pursue something officially in yoga. Like maybe I should do some kind of degree in yoga. I don't know why this thought is coming to my mind. And I'm just thinking how to make a plan where I can pursue that too, because somewhat what I wanted to do in this language I am doing, like I am now habitual of doing it. There is no pressure, nothing. And now this is the second thing that I love the most, which is yoga. So I was thinking to do something in it now.
Okay,
Hmm.
great. So how many books have you read so far?
How many books? I think all these books I have read,
Okay.
except the books which are based on money, like Rich Dad
Oh.
Poor Dad, Psychology of Money. Then there are
Okay.
two to three other books are also there related to money. All those
Uh-huh.
books I started reading, but I was not able to, align with those ideas, things. I don't know why. I am more inclined towards spirituality, self help, all these. So, money part didn't yet, I think, touched my heart. That is why
Okay.
I stopped
That's really
reading
cool.
those books. Uh, but as I am big fan of Ankur Warikoo sir too, he has written three books till now, if I'm not wrong. Two I have read, which are based on like life, struggle, how to maintain things, and career mindset, how to find, choose the right career, how to pursue passion, how to stay motivated, and how to, forget past, how to heal, how to cope with people, and all that. So I have read both, Do Epic Shit and Get Epic Shit Done. And third book he has written in on money itself. I have
Okay.
doubts. Will I be able to continue reading it or not? So I haven't purchased it
Mhm.
yet. But I'm thinking because somewhere I am able to connect with his thought process. And like the two books which I already have read, I have read them, like Do Epic Shit, I have read, I guess, 5 to 6 times. And I can still
Oh,
read. This is one book which I think I will never ever be bored with, ever. And Get Epic Shit Done is I have read 2 times, but that is again I can read again. I'm not sure about the third book, which is based on money. So I'll purchase that and let's see. Will I be able to? Will that book be able to, fascinate me or not? That I'm curious
oh,
to know even about myself too. That is there any book which can help me to, start thinking of that part too, which is wealth. Yeah.
okay.
What
So
about you?
what
How's
was
your English learning journey?
Still progressing, but in between I lost the interest, and that is not just not because of I don't have time.
Mhm.
I've been taking new projects in professional life, so I had to spend a lot of time in terms of learning new technology. I wouldn't say technology, but since I'm into finance and reporting, so I have to learn to upskill myself or um, to meet the expectations of the young people. I wouldn't say to meet the expectations of young people, but to par with them, or
Mm.
to compete, or to in align with them. I have to upskill many things. So I'm kind of spending time on that. But yes, besides, I'm also trying to do an examination or appear for an examination called CELPIP, which is Canadian Language Index Efficiency Program.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have been thinking about, I would talk to you because, sometimes talking with the right people may inspire
Mm.
me, or, to understand how things are going in their life. Maybe if I would be able to get some inspiration or different thought process, to accomplish the goals that I am aiming for. Yeah, but apparently I've been watching your videos, and I'm seeing the evolution in you, and I'm really happy. But I still wanted to understand, how do you really keep
Mm.
that perseverance, and how to avoid the procrastination?
Ah, really challenging, at the same time interesting question, I must say. Of course, it is difficult for everyone, right? Uh, to be honest, I have been procrastinating a lot these days. Like, it's not like I don't take it as a burden. I'm sometimes kind of a moody person. Sometimes, like these days during Diwali, they are like kind of lazy days, I guess. Everyone feels lazy. I also feel. But at the same time, when I talk to people, I learn something new, and that motivates me. That drives me every single day. And again, if I don't do anything in a day, then I am not able to sleep properly. So it is kind of a thing that I have to do every single day. And yesterday only, I was not thinking to take a session. That was a one of my students. That was a paid session. So I was thinking to just postpone it. Was not feeling good to take. And he is just a beginner, like zero level. He speaks Hindi. In his first session, he spoke totally Hindi. Like he didn't even use a single word in English. In the second session, somewhere he made 10 sentences in English. And then I was quite like confident, like I'm able to make him speak in the session. In it was his third session yesterday, and I was not feeling too because I was a little perplexed to what to. It's a little difficult when a person is not able to speak at all. But then I thought, let's do it. So I did, and I realized that sometimes the things which you are procrastinating can totally change the scenario and your mindset. And after that, I was feeling too good after taking that session, because the person in 3 sessions, I can say, like, he is able to speak now. He spoke a lot of the things in English. He explained about past life also, and somewhere he is a very spiritual person. Not exactly spiritual, but very bad things, a lot of bad things happened, I think, in his life, and he is scared of the uh, achieving good things in his life. He was scared. A few things he achieved in his life, and due to that, some bad experiences or something happened to in his life, and then he shared that that 1 to 2 incident, holded him back, and from there he got that anxiety. He went into the depression. For 4 years he was into depression. And then I asked him, like, what helped you, how did you come out of it? And then he started talking about the yoga part. And then I was surprised, like, somewhere universe, when you believe in the universe, it sends somebody into your life. And then I felt, I was not focusing more on his English, but I was listening to him very carefully. He spoke for in the whole session, like 25 minutes. He shared a lot of things related to yoga, how it actually helped him come out of that. And he talked about the reality too, like the yoga we do by watching somebody, by watching some videos, and the yoga classes, the yoga actually happens. There is a huge difference between. We cannot even imagine the huge difference. He has joined a particularly institute there, so he does every day, and that's what I got to know only yesterday. So maybe
Really,
universe wanted me to just go and take the class. You will learn something from the person. It's not like you are teaching always. And that makes me like do every day. Inspires me a lot.
yeah, why I asked this question, even as he mentioned, I have been going through, very kind of demotivated, depressed.
Hmm.
But even I have been thinking how to come out of it, and because see, there are many things that I have been procrastinating, or whenever I open any session, in fact, I have joined some, courses in my Udemy.
Mm,
But whenever I open a session and it's just hardly 30 minutes, I'm not able to concentrate, or I'm not able to, completely give myself to that course. I have been trying, I bought it maybe a month ago, but I hardly completed two classes. So
mm,
that thought process, sometimes I think, what am I doing? Like every day when I wake up and when I take the shower, I think I'll decide that, or I'll think I'll complete this. But at the end of the day, when I go back to the bed, I'll evaluate myself. What have I done? So,
mm.
do you really think yoga will help us in terms of coming out of those stressful life or anxiety? I have done yoga, and I'm part of Jay Sri Guru's sessions back in maybe 10 years ago. But I completely stopped it. I do some, kind of things in that is only for, but I do consider it as an exercise, but not into the meditation or kind of thing. So, do you really think it will really help us in terms of coming out of anxiety, stress, depression, or will help us to improve the concentration and the dedication, or what are the things that you really wanted to achieve in your life as a short-term goal?
I strongly believe in it now. Like the people I have met, the people I have heard till now, they have strong beliefs and I have seen changes in themselves a lot. Like when you meet
Okay.
people, you can feel their vibes. People can lie, people can speak, they can hide things, but their vibes
Mm.
can never be the opposite. Like if you want to vibe positive, it's not possible. It is only possible when you are actually positive, right?
Okay.
So I have felt that somewhere, and the people, the YouTubers or whatever, wherever I consume content, I have thoroughly observed that yes, yoga, meditation, breathing exercises really helped a lot people. Because I don't think so. Like there are people who can actually help you to come out of that. If somebody is very serious, or if you are taking official kind of help from anyone, they will also suggest you to sit with yourself, do meditation, or do breathing exercises. Initially, it can be really challenging to sit at one place and do these. Meditation is still really challenging for me too, but I do breathing exercises, and I recently I am not doing that much, but when I was doing continuously, I have, experienced some really drastic changes in my life, like in my way of speaking, in my way of maintaining my mental health. So I strongly believe in it. Yeah, that helps a lot.
Okay, cool. So, why I started giving attention to that thing, because few days ago I been to a bank, and that is one of the bank that I go to on a regular basis. And there is a madam who I have been interacting with regularly, and she started asking me, "Sir, why are you so dull these days?" Am I like,
Mm,
is it really becoming on my face that I mean, I used to speak, I used to, smile at people, and used to interact with people very openly, and I don't, I speak to everyone in a polite manner. So this time when I went there, I was kind of lost in thoughts, and maybe
Hmm.
it was not purposeful. But she realized that I'm not the old person, and she's asked me, and I'm like, then I started thinking, oh, is it really become visible that I've become, so depressed or like introvert, or I started stop talking to people. Then I thought like,
Hmm.
yeah, I should do something to enhance myself, or otherwise things will get worse then. So that was one of the reasons
Yes.
I was about to message you, because I saw your one of your status, and I'm like, okay, let me talk to her, or let me check with her if she has some time to talk to her,
Hmm.
and what's happening in her life, and what did yoga really help. Because when we were speaking last time, I think you just started the yoga thing, and you
Hmm.
mentioned that you wanted to do some certification in the yoga, and
Hmm.
after
I'm
that we
still.
couldn't. Yeah,
I think yoga, meditation, breathing exercises helps you to become more aware of your own self, which we are not in general. Like we forget about our things, whether we are thinking about past or future. If we think about ourselves, we are mostly thinking about past and future. Otherwise, we are thinking about others. So I think these things help you to become aware of yourself. So nowadays what I feel, that everything what is related to us is like happiness, attitude, everything is subjective. If you want to be happy, you can be happy. No one, like if you have created that shield around you, no one can enter into it and can make you sad. And at the same time, when you are sad because of any reason, or because of without any reason also, you are aware at that time to ask you this question to yourself, like what happened and what is bothering you and how can you tackle it. And if still there isn't anything that you are getting, like right now you are not in the mood of tackling it, or you are not getting anything what to do, your mind is not working that much or not responding properly, just be in
yeah,
it. Like your give that time to yourself. Like sometimes what happens, we feel down without any reason. This happens with me too.
exactly,
Without
exactly.
any reason, I'm not able to find the reason to, like why am I
Yeah.
feeling like that. So that time, the good part is that I'm aware that I'm feeling down, and I give time. Just let's take 2 to 3 hours, Rajni, and then I'll ask you this same question, how are you feeling, and then it changes, and I'm like, okay, now I'm fine. And between that 2 to 3 hours, you can do anything that can little bit lighten your mood. Maybe some people prefer to sleep, get a sleep, short nap. Some people prefer to talk to friends or go outside. Some like watching movie, listening to music, drinking a cup of coffee, cup of tea, talking to parents, watching somebody, if there is any person who motivates them online. So there are a lot of things they can do. And I also do a few things. Sometimes I am not feeling to do anything. I just go and sleep. And mostly I
Okay.
start reading books. Reading is one, like without reading the book, I cannot even get proper sleep. So it is like I have to read for 10 minutes at least before going to bed. So I just start reading. When I start reading, I forget about the things, how I was feeling and what is happening. After 2 to 3 hours, I ask the same question, how are you feeling now, Rajni? And then it's like pretty good, pretty okay. Coming back to that same. So this is how it works. Awareness is the biggest thing, I guess, here. And second, your personal choice, that is subjective. You want to be happy all the time, or you want that misery or sad kind of vibes. Like how you want to be, that depends. Like this is mindset is again subjective, that you can develop over time. Yeah.
So, have you got any guru in your life or mentor?
Why are you asking that?
No, no, no. See, let me tell you. See, after a certain age, I am
Hmm.
into such kind of things. Have
Okay.
I? I mean, I know that I have influenced many people, and like I made the people come out of their trauma and tragedy, and help
Hmm.
many people in terms of upskilling them or enhancing them, or emotional support whenever they need it. I had a lot of friends, and but most of the cases I have been used. I know that's take not used. I would say taken for granted. So that
Mm.
is one of the reason, my circle has reduced, and I used to have a lot of friends, but now I would say I hardly got one or two or three max. And in one of my friend is my, I would say, it's not my mentor, but he's the one we don't judge each other. Like, I can talk to him anything on the sky. We can
Mm.
go for a drive, midnight drive. We can drive for long hours. We can speak anything. So, but again, to evaluate myself, I don't have any guru or I don't have any mentor. Have you got anyone, like, to enhance yourself or upskill yourself, or to give that fire into you to achieve something, maybe material, immaterial, but the way you are now, or from the way you have been a couple of years ago. So for that, were there someone to help you?
Not exactly, nobody. No, I don't have any guru or anyone. Even I'm not nowadays not listening to spiritual people too. Like when I started my journey and during pandemic also when I was preparing for banking, I was kind of into not exactly depression, but kind of because I was lost because I was doing masters in Korean. In between, I left, I came back, and then I didn't know where to go, what to do. So a lot of worries, tension, like every single day, and I have to study for like 12 hours, 16 hours every day. Used to wake up early, used to sleep late. So a lot of things were there. And back then, I was listening to some spiritual people. And that time, I think when I started my journey of speaking this language too, I shared about Jay Shetty a lot. I used to listen to him a lot, and there were a lot of people. But nowadays, I think I don't listen to spiritual people. Uh, but I don't know what is happening to me. I am also surprised, to be honest. I am because sometimes a lot of questions which I don't expect me to ask myself, but I ask. And then I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like there is something coming into my life that I am not aware. I don't know what is that, but something will come and something is there that waiting for me. I don't know. I don't know why I'm even saying that, and I don't know why I'm feeling that. But this is what. So I think not guru, but I found myself. Not exactly
Oh,
100%, but maybe
that's a good statement.
some extent, I found myself.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And like, what was your the real-time materials to improve your language? Just books or listening to the videos? Because sometimes you really get bored watching the repeated videos, or books. Yes, it would really help you, but there are some different types of genres. If you are not really interested, that also wouldn't help you, or that also wouldn't motivate you to read frequently. So what was your key thing that in terms of you know
See, in everyone's life, I feel there is something they love the most. Like there is something that attracts them the most, makes them happy the most. Something, right? You must have something that it can be anything, anyone. So I think in my life, what I have observed thoroughly, because I'm very serious about what I feel, how I feel, what I like, where I want to go, where I like, I'm really very particular and serious about myself now. So whenever I listen to anyone, and if their voice, if their way of speaking, like sometimes people like can, hook me properly. Like for 1 hour, I'm like this. Like it is what I have found myself. Like I enjoy listening to people. For 2 hours, 3 hours, I can continuously listen to people. Recently, today itself in the morning, I was watching a video of Sunita Rawat with
okay.
Hazel. Her name, the tutor's name is Hazel. The video is still on her channel. You should go and watch. I don't know whether you will like the Hazel Mam's way of speaking or not, but you should watch that and do let me know how's it.
So,
In the morning I was watching it randomly. I got recommendation. I started, and that lady hooked me. Like, and while watching, I'm alone here, but I still say these things. The way, wow, look at her, how she is speaking. So this is love. Like, I love that. In everyone's mind there is something like, some people go behind people because of money, looks, body, beauty, smile, hair. Like, everyone has that kind of
yeah,
thing for a particular
yeah,
person. In my life, it is like how the person talks, what the person talks, that attracts me. If the boy in front of me is very smart, good looking, earning a lot, will not, I guess, it will not be able to impress me. But if he's able to speak well, in a very, very well manner, and able to hook my attention, like I stay and listen to him, that can attract me. So this is something I found myself like, this is what I love. So that is why I'm able to listen to people a lot, read a lot, because while reading also, whenever I'm able to connect to them, it's like they are talking to me directly. I'm able to listen to their voice.
yeah. Even the same for me also. Like I love to watch the way Shahrukh speaks. Okay, the way he delivers and the way he cracks jokes,
Mhm.
spontaneous, and it hits the way it wanted to. So sometimes, as you mentioned, the people, the way they speak, and I love to watch Priyanka and
Mhm.
Shraddha Kapoor, the way she takes her accent, British, Korean, UK, US. So those kind
Mhm.
of things really attracts me. And see, trust me, after talking to you a few months ago, then I thought, okay, let me also invest some time on in terms of enhancing my language or learning new things or developing or at least learning few new vocabularies. But maybe for 1 or 2 weeks I'll do that, but after that, maybe it's because of my work pressure or many other things.
Mhm.
So, for you, are you completely into English learning, or do you do any other thing besides this?
Very nice point you have brought here. You know why you feel sometimes disconnected? Because your work is something else and you want to learn that is a little different, right? So they are not
Yeah.
interconnected, but in my case, they are interconnected. I work in
Okay.
the same field, I have to teach,
Okay.
so I have to
Oh
learn.
yeah.
At the same time, I am just striving to learn, right? So
Yeah.
that is why I am able to keep that connection with the language. That can be a reason that your work is a little different and then you have to go for it, learning purpose. And that is why I am very, very, I think, consistent with the practice. One thing. And what was your question? I forgot.
Like, yeah, this is, I mean, the something which is related to your professional life. And do you
Hmm.
really, I mean, is it
Hmm.
interconnected, or do you do something other than teaching or learning yourself?
No, I am doing right now this only, running YouTube channel and
Okay.
teaching to people. And I love teaching when I'm able to, as I share that the person in the first session, he was even didn't give his interview, sorry, introduction in English. He was, speaking only Hindi. He introduced himself in Hindi only. But in second session, he spoke 8 to 10 sentences. Then in the third session, he started talking about past life. So that motivates me, and that is why I love teaching. I love talking to people, and at the same time, it is kind of not just English. It is like now they have that faith and they started believing in themselves. And in the third session, when I asked, like, are you feeling little motivated? Are you feeling that you are able to do it? And they're like, yes. I think if I keep this for 6 months to 1 year, I will be able to. And after, when they see my journey also, like when I started in 2022 itself, and then again it inspires them a lot. So that is why I do only this. But apart from that, if I think what I actually As a person, what I want to be like, that is, I'm not sure I will be or not, but that polyglot word is attracting me nowadays. So maybe I'll learn some languages in order to just talk to people. That is what makes me happy. So maybe, as I have learned Korean, but I stopped doing anything in it. So I'll start it again. And then maybe, I don't know why I'm feeling that learn the languages which are spoken in India itself first, like Gujarati, then Marathi, then Bhojpuri, then like whenever I listen to people in different languages, I love that. This is my love. That is why I'm able to enjoy it. So this is, I think, one I would love to be polyglot.
Okay, polyglot. So I reiterate that word. So, I'm a frequent traveler, and I think I have traveled almost all part of India, and I traveled the UK, Europe, the
Mm-hmm.
remaining part is South Asia, and maybe some part of African countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, but after coming back from a few of the countries, one thing that clicked in my mind that did I really visited my entire village?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hardly 3 to 4 or 5 to 6 kilometers radius. Did I really visited my entire village? Yes, back in my childhood, where there were no mobile, there were no bikes, nothing. Yes, we used to walk a lot, and I mean, at least in my age, I mean, the people who are at my age, we used to walk a lot and used to greet and meet people because there were no other way of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, then I started, okay, let me explore my village. I completed my village. Now I'm planning to complete my district. So I started from
Mm-hmm.
one area and then it's almost completed. So I'm achieving, so kind of that kind of thing. So once I complete my districts, now my next plan is to complete my state. And another plan, since I'm not supposed to say any religion, but I'm part of the integral Hindu part. I'm planning to visit the entire temples in my district, like
Mm-hmm.
which is popular or not. And after that, I might start visiting the churches. Like, see, I have seen many other. It is not for any YouTube or any kind of content, but before I die or before I say, I build you from here, like I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I did something different from the people who
Mm-hmm.
have been doing the same thing. Because for me, I born and brought up in a very small, very, what do you say, below average village,
Mm-hmm.
which was a very coastal area, and I studied in a government school. And I never used to, I hardly got any opportunity to speak English. But when I joined in college, then yes, due to the demand, I started the language. Then I went to Bangalore. I had a very bad experience. My first interview was with Accenture, and that situation I broke out after the interview because I was not able to perform well or I was not able to speak well. Until then, I was thinking that I am a good speaker and I'm able to convey the message that I wanted to. But since then, so for me, like I've been to, you know, I have seen the very bad patch of mine and kind of going through the good part of my life because I have no regrets in my life. See, I don't have any expectations in terms of materially or immaterially. I'm happy for what I am now, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, but there are dreams like this. Uh,
That's
and
good.
I also wanted to visit, some places where people who are different, like say, for example, APJ Abdul Kalam, like
Mm.
those people, not the very famous or the not very rich, but those who made milestones and made a benchmarks in their life. Yeah,
The good part, the best thing about those people, if you want to meet them, just start reading their books. The good thing, like being wherever you are, you can just, I feel connected when you are totally into that, when you are reading about them, or if they have written their books, any books. And the best thing, like being in the same place, like being sitting here, I'm able to, like, I'm meeting those people, I'm
exactly.
learning.
Yeah,
And I am truly, thankful that these people really have helped me. Like from YouTube, I have watched many people, I have learned a lot. And when I was preparing for banking that time, I used to listen to Ashish Arora, Nimisha Bansal ma'am. All those people also helped me a lot. And now when I read books, I learn a lot of things from them. So I think many people have made me this person and helped me to found myself and helped me to just, whatever happened in the past, whatever is going to happen in future, just let it be. That's not in your hands. Only this moment is in your hand. So think about it. And if you are feeling whatever you are feeling right now, you are responsible to change it if you are not liking it anymore. Like that's what I have learned, and that's why I'm very fond of reading books and talking to people and watching people.
Okay, maybe this question I'm not sure if someone would have already asked you. Do you have any plans to write a book?
Oh my goodness. Yes, have.
I can make it out.
Have. I want to write. But
Because the anxiety that you made just few minutes ago, like the autobiographies, because I'm a big fan of autobiography. I have
mm,
read the autobiography of a yogi back in 2000. Now that book has become very famous, but when I visited the bookstore a few weeks ago, then I told the book storekeeper that I read this book back in 2000. Then he said this book has become popular these days. So since then, I've been reading a lot of biography, and I keep on telling people you should read a lot of autobiographies. Maybe some of the autobiographies are not truthful, but there are few like which is very real and
mm,
uh,
mm.
truthful to an extent.
This thought of writing a book is in my mind for really a long period of time, and universe will guide me. I'm waiting for that only. If people have that kind of
Alchemist.
thought in their mind, okay, what are you waiting for? Still, I feel there are a lot of things I want to learn, I want to know, and right time will come automatically, I guess, and then I'll start.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that you're very planned in terms of achieving your goals. Like your bucket lists are very clear. Like the dots that you wanted to connect is on the right way, I would say.
Thank you so much. Our meeting is going to end in just 1 minute.
No
Any
worries.
advice, any last piece of advice, anything that you want to share?
Well, I think you're at the right place, and the glow that I can see on your face is it's really on the right way. Anything for me to keep me motivated, to keep me myself updated.
See, we cannot predict life. So, little bit, I can say you can just start spending time more with yourself. You don't know about even tomorrow what will happen. So, do not take that much seriously. Be in the present moment. That will help you a lot. And if you are in the present moment, if you are enjoying that, if you are learning two words, two things, like very few things in the present moment, future will automatically will be like bright. You don't need to think, you need to just take actions. And I think you are doing, sometimes it happens, and that is why I'm just telling you to remind yourself, like, be present, it's okay. And if you're feeling like, when we are happy we accept ourselves, so at the same time when you're sad, accept yourself, because everything has, every coin has two sides: day, night, happiness, sadness. If there is happiness, sadness will definitely come. If there is sadness, happiness will definitely come. So wait, take time and go.
Yeah,
That's
what
it.
to do?